third Shallenmakers will affect the kick, and he does.
Flowers and call, Puopolo pocket.
Oh,
They away.
no way. Not the man.
It's not possible.
Mitchell, and then Mitchell on the left gets the ball to Hawthorn. Oh, wow!
And that's your zero.
5 seconds to go, then it bounce. 13! 13! Can you believe it? He's kicked 13 on the siren.
Welcome to HawkTalk for round 9. My name is Lehmo, and joining us again over there is Declan Fay, who's a new father. We'll get to that very shortly, but in the meantime, welcome Taylor Duryea to HawkTalk.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Did I pronounce your name correctly?
You did. You're one of the few who can actually get it right, so I was very pleased.
Right, what are some of the variations? Duryea?
Yeah, a guy on Sunday called me Diarrhea, so that was pretty handy.
Is that a new one, or has that one been following you since school?
That's actually a new one. No one has put that on me yet, so I was pretty disappointed, actually.
Have you had that? Because I've had with Declan my whole life. Do you have to spell it on every phone call you ever make just to make sure people
Yeah,
get it
well,
right?
I say it, and then I realise, well, no one's going to be able to spell it, so
Yeah, right.
I'll follow it up with the spelling.
Yeah, right. Now, we should, Declan Fay, say congratulations to you. It's our first HawkTalk back since you've had a kid.
Yeah.
Did you name it after Taylor?
No, there was Hawthorn names discussed. I pushed for a Buddy, and I pushed for a Cyril.
No luck with the missus?
No luck at all, actually.
Would that be, Taylor, can I ask you, would that be weird, do you think, if... does it get weird when fans start naming their kids after players?
I'm sure. I don't think I'll ever have that worry, but I don't know.
I'm going to call my firstborn
It could be
Duryea.
flattering. Duryea? Yeah, maybe.
Duryea Lehman.
Duryea sounds a little bit like an NBA basketballer. Sounds like
yeah,
a starter
could be
for like the
too.
San Antonio Spurs or yeah.
Duryea. Now, Taylor, you must be... We're loving watching you out on the ground. You must be loving this year. You debuted against the Pies at the MCG. And looking from the sidelines, I've loved your work and have done since. What's the last 5 or 6 weeks been like for you?
It's been pretty good, I think. Well, obviously, baptism of fire, really, with Collingwood there. I was thrown into it a little bit, but it was a challenge I accepted and love being out there. 5 weeks, 5 games, 5 wins, so it's all pretty cruisy, this AFL thing.
So hang on a sec, you're cruising at 100%.
Yeah, I might be the answer, who knows?
Do you remind your teammates about your 100% strike rate?
No, I haven't yet. 5 games doesn't speak much, so you just got to keep quiet.
Oh no, you take your 100% statistics wherever you can get them, I say. When you reflect on it now, obviously you're in the team every week, you're playing really good footy. Are you glad that you waited those years to debut, to get yourself that base together?
Yeah, well, in hindsight, you think to yourself, I came in better prepared.
Yeah.
But during my first few years, I was like, I wish I was playing, and the side was doing well, so it made it even more difficult. But I got my chance when I was ready, so to speak. So it's been good for me.
I've asked this a few times of the young bucks. Do you remember your first touch on the when you were playing against Collingwood? What was it?
Hilly, it sort of just bumbled out of a stoppage, and Hilly handballed it back to me, and I hit a little kick underneath the poppy, and Hilly's told me since that he's the one who's got me my first touch, so he's claiming it all. But no, it was good. It was just it was good that the kick hit and sort of just released the pressure a little bit and just played footy from there.
I love that Hilly's still trying to claim it down the track.
I don't know what there is to claim, really. It's just a handball.
He doesn't seem to me to be very short of confidence, Bradley Hill. Is he? Who would you say is the most confident man around the club?
For games played in relation to I'd say Hilly, but he's a confident kid. He's good. He's good fun, and he's good to have around. Definitely.
So who are your closest buddies around the club?
Basically, it's just guys you get drafted with. So I was drafted with Sam Grimley and Ben Stratton, who were in my year that are still here, and close to those guys. Live just around the corner. I've lived with them in the past in a share house. So just guys like that. And currently, I live with Liam Shields and Angus Litherland. So
right, you've lived with a few. Who's the worst to live with? Who's the biggest pig where you just look at them and shake your head, or is it you?
No, it's not me. I haven't lived with anyone too bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Does the club have when you live in a share house like that? How active a role does the club play? Do they come around almost like a landlord to do inspections at the house and make sure you're all living a reasonable life?
we paint the picture that we live that life, but no, it's pretty good. It's pretty cruisy. Everyone just does their own thing. The club sort of lets us go and puts responsibility on us, which is good.
So when you travel, who do you room with?
Because I'm sort of new into the system in terms of playing and travelling away, I just get whoever else has the least amount of experience come in. So, you know, I think last 2 times I've travelled to room with Spanger because he's new into Hawthorn. So guys have their set buddies, but I'm just sort of rolling through a few.
Yeah, right, cool. Now we have to ask the question. There's been huge controversy, massive controversy in Melbourne that the list of Cleo's 50 most eligible bachelors has been released, and there is not one single AFL footballer from Victoria on that list. Can you, Taylor Duryea, nominate a teammate who you think would have just slotted in beautifully into Cleo's 50 most eligible bachelors?
Oh, God.
Is there a man who would just love a photo shoot, would love the attention of being involved in something like that?
Yeah, I reckon... Oh, geez. Sam Grimley.
Sam Grimley, yeah.
His head, he wobbles around a little bit. He's pretty confident.
Right.
He likes his appearance. He loves his fashion, so I think he'd be pretty confident.
If he likes his appearance and his fashion, has he been taken under the wing by Buddy and Gibbo?
No, he came in pretty hot, actually. He tried to set a fashion statement in his first couple of weeks and copped a little bit of a backhand, but he's still confident with it, still takes it on board, so he's pretty good fun. Okay,
if anyone from Cleo is watching, Sam Grimley is the Hawthorn Football Club's nomination next year for the Cleo Bachelor of the Year. Taylor Duryea, thank you very much for your time today. We're loving seeing you out there running around for the Hawks, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, it's competition time. Now, the question last week was the departure of which player from the Hawthorn Football Club to another club has hurt you the most over the years. And Declan Fay, safe to say, we have had a shed load of entries. The winner, which Dec is about to announce, will get themselves a Max Bailey signed Guernsey. Dec, have you chosen any?
Geez, mate, you have lit a fire under Hawthorn supporters with this one. This is one that gets people particularly riled up. These were the ones that came up. There was the huge standout was Darren Jarman.
Oh,
huge sore point.
That hurt.
Gary Ablett obviously was.
I will say this though, after Gary Ablett left, we played in the next 8 grand finals, won 5 flags.
I've always wondered what would have happened if he had have stayed, but imagine we had got his son in the father-son rule.
That would have been handy.
And then very quickly, a couple of others. Trent Crode was a big one, which was interesting though, because by Crody going there, we ended up getting the draft picks that got us Hodgie and Mitchell.
That's right.
And then he came back.
Then we got him back, and we got a premiership when he came back. So.
And then obviously Campbell Brown, surprise one, Barry Rawlings.
Oh yeah, premiership player with Richmond.
Correct. And finally, there was a lot of love for Clinton Young.
Ah yes,
Just mainly, I think, because of that 2008 grand final.
Well, he was leading the Norm Smith at half time.
He was gunning it. Yeah. But the winner is, it is from a woman called Janice, and she writes, my answer has to be Darren Jarman. On a cold day, last round of 1995 at Waverley, and I was here that day. After our 7th straight loss, my then 9-year-old daughter said to me, if Darren Jarman leaves and goes back to the Crows, I'm sorry, but I'm switching to Dad's team, Richmond.
Oh, no. No.
History will show for the past 17 seasons, my daughter has suffered, and suffered. I've continually reminded her, especially in 2008, of her bad judgment. However, she has apologised for the decision in her recent wedding speech. So the player I miss the most for bringing such pain to a loved one is Darren Jarman.
A magnificent entry. Janice Quayle, a Max Bailey signed Guernsey is on its way to you. Congratulations, you're this week's winner. Nicely done, Dec. Next week's question. It's Indigenous round this weekend, so it's a very simple question. Who is your favourite ever Indigenous player to pull on a brown and gold Guernsey? Dec, would you like to nominate a favourite Indigenous player?
Oh, look, I was at that grand final in 2008 and I was behind those goals in that third quarter, and I've never... The emotions I felt, Cyril, that first when he stripped the ball off 3 of them.
Yes.
And then those goals, that one where he just on the fingertips and then ran into the open goal. I don't think I've ever felt like that at a game. And it was just so exciting. I have a very, very deep love for Cyril Rioli.
I have a very deep and unnatural love for Cyril as well, I have to say. There is, there's a buzz that goes around the ground when he's just near the ball. So I'm going to have to say Cyril as well. I hate to be boring, but there's 2 entries for Cyril. But we would love your suggestions or your nominations for your favourite ever Indigenous player to pull on the brown and gold. Please send your entries through to HawkTalk at hawthornfc.com.au. The best entry will win themselves a Sean Burgoyne signed Guernsey. Well, that's it for another Hawk Talk. Declan Fay, I'll let you get back to father duties.
I will, yeah.
With young Charlie waiting at home there for you, or have you left him in the car park?
No, I've just left him out actually in the Sir Kenneth Luke stand.
Yeah, right,
He's just
very
been
nice.
watching training and taking notes for us.
He's getting a feel of Waverley. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another Hawk Talk.